He does make a sort of error that you can see coming. Like he sort of takes a step into one direction and it looks like another gout of flame is about to hit him. You're going to have to roll to get him away from it. This one's passive opposition 4. You may want to invoke, otherwise he is going to get charred.
Can I just use the fate point to give it a +2? Because we'd be in sync, so it'd
Oh
be
yeah,
a
sure.
+4.
Yes, absolutely. What are you invoking for that? Just out of curiosity. That's probably something really simple. Like you could just do tier 1 specimen. It's just your reflexes, right?
Yeah, I would say it's either an ear for talent or tier 1 specimen, either one. And I'll say, like, as the gout of flame is coming and Rich starts to move out of step, Yutu like steps in and grabs him like it's a partner dance. So like there's like a hand like just goes along his back and like he just grabs Rich's hand and he pulls him in close to him, and like the flame just shoots back behind him and then just immediately like right back out into the normal step.
Are you gonna spin him by any chance?
Yeah, sure. Put a little flourish on it.
Okay,
Rich seems to be enjoying himself.
As you spin him away, another piece of flying metal goes flying where he was. So you saved him twice. Whoa. Dude, you're good.
I told you, it's all about the rhythm.
It's all about the rhythm. That's the new beat. It's all about the rhythm. He starts dancing again. Stonesour is like half melted. He slowly turns around to look at Rich dancing. Like half of his face is melting off of his head. And he just watches the two of you dancing. What? This is completely absurd. The future of my species is in the hands of these complete clowns. What have I done?
Yep. Hey, we're here to save the day. You're looking at the heroes of the moon, baby.
Just get out of here with it and get to your friends. I'm going to destroy this lab and seal him in here. It'll slow him down at least.
Can't you do that from outside?
Are you saying you want me to live?
Yeah, your sister has a fiance you need to meet and give your blessing for.
After all I've done and I'd promised to do to your species, why would you? This is a trick.
No, look, Avicii's the real enemy here. I mean, you can see it. You know what he did to Sugar Ray. Like, how do you not expect him to do that to the rest of you and to all of these? And he kind of like waves his arm to the blank men if they're still around. Avicii doesn't want to rule with you. He wants to rule on top of you.
After you say that, Avicii just casually just karate chops Stonesour's left arm off and then just leans in and says, "He's right, you know." Stonesour quickly steps away and holds his kind of magma bleeding arm. Fine. You know what, Avicii? I never liked you anyway. I was just scared. You're unlovable. You're a monster. In every sense. And what you did to Sugar Ray. I wish I had the courage to have stopped you. But I have it now. And then he sprays the magma from his amputated arm towards Avicii, just bathing him in this orange light that just completely washes over Avicii, who's holding his arms out like he's receiving a refreshing shower. It catches over his form and it begins to melt him down as he just opens his mouth and lets it go down his throat and just completely begins to just turn him into cinder and noxious chemicals. Like he's just kind of laughing, gurgling on the way down. Stonesour will run with you if you're going to run.
Yeah, we're getting out of here.
The magma that was sprayed wasn't just on Avicii. It was on the fuel tanks that he had kept in there to power some of the pods and tubes that were involved in the cloning process. Once the magma catches on them, it just corrodes, melts right through the protective outer layer, getting deeper through the glass, the metal, very thick insulated material. But that magma from his primal essence of like who is Stonesour, like right at his core, is hot enough to go through that protective material. And then like if you were to look at an external cutout, it's just one little drop of magma just kind of burrows through like the freshest dew on the leaves in the morning. Ping! And that's it. The explosion rocks the whole fucking lab. As you're walking away, Rich is kind of still snapping his fingers and shimmying a little. And as Stonesour is running, holding his bleeding stump arm, a massive ball of fire just rises up, detonating everything that was the lab, completely destroying it. You have shut down the cloning process, meaning that no more blank starmen will be issued forth. But there are still many of them out in the arena that you exit into. Stonesour takes a quick look around, surveying it. They have to be put down.
Stonesour, I got a question. With Rich's abilities, he can kind of assume a dead body, and it normally works well on humans, but it hasn't been working on these blank starmen that are running around. Do you know how to fix that so he can use them? Otherwise, he's not at his full potential. I mean, you saw what he could do when I blew up last time we fought, which apologies for that. But
I'm afraid not. The blank starmen are made with some of the research that we've taken from your stands. That's how they're able to interact with you. For now, there are some samples, I think, dead bodies, maybe actual humans, as long as you don't ask why we have them.
at this point, beggars aren't choosers. Where do we need to head?
The slug production facility is on the sub-level.
Yutu's gonna echolocate and go, which room is it?
Central chamber, down on the second floor, at the sub-level. You'll see it. It's quite difficult to miss, actually. There are chutes that lead down. You see, like that one. He points towards the wall nearby. We use them to feed biological materials down to the mother slug.
Yutu looks at Rich, just goes, "You hear that? They got bodies down there."
By the time you say that, you already see Rich diving in, like hands first, into the chute. Whee!
And Yutu just kind of like looks at Stonesour and goes, I don't know if he's gonna be okay alone, but I'm not sure that Kev may not try and kill you if he sees you. So I'm gonna stick with you for a minute. Is that cool?
It's so strange that you're concerned with my safety. But you go ahead. Just, your friend, the mother slug, will definitely kill him. 100%. I don't even need a computer to punch up those numbers.
Yutu just kind of nods and people just shout to Kevin, just go, "He's with us now!" and point to Stonesour, like as he gets ready to go down the chute.
Kev will look at that, look at Stonesour in the distance, look down at his Moby, and just reply back with a frowny face and a thumbs up.
The perfect response from Kev, and Yutu will, I guess, dive down the chute.
I was saying before the break, where is Simone? Where would she be during all this chaos? Like, stuff is like shifting around, and your lab is probably not very stable. Stuff might be like falling off of the shelf.
Surprisingly, she is definitely in the lab. Mostly, she was finishing up her little project.
Somebody comes barreling into your lab, and it is Stonesour.
She kind of stares and kind of puts up her hands like, what?
Yeah, it's like leaking magma onto the ground. What's the coldest holding machine that you have? Quickly.
She just kind of points to the fridge.
He opens it up, practically tearing it off after putting the container down, tearing off the door. He just crams the container in as best he can. This is of the utmost importance. If this container gets damaged, I will destroy you and everyone else. I cannot lose this. Do you understand me, human?
Yes, I understand.
Good. I will somehow recompensate you for using your facilities. I imagine that is actually meant to be the proper etiquette, and thus I will abide by it.
I will need a new refrigerator, yes, but use it as you please.
Good. A new refrigerator it shall be. It just crams it shut finally. I'm just going to sit here for a second. Sorry about the mess. He leans down against the refrigerator and holds his wound. I just need a moment.
Right. And she just stares where the lava was kind of leaking.
It's like magma. Now that he's holding it, it's not leaking out, but it is like in a trail from where he came in. Sizzling on the ground, probably starting to burn through.
In a bit of a rough spot, aren't we?
The entire fate of my species lies on the shoulders of complete idiots. So yes, definitely a rough spot. Do you have any words of encouragement? Because right now, I'm feeling awfully hopeless.
Think about it like this: it's not hopeless because you're still alive. And as long as you live, your species lives on. And as long as that species lives on, you'll always be remembered in a roundabout way, kind of like our own ancestors are. You'll be, well, if we all get out of this alive, we will certainly be remembered, and our ancestors will be at least understand where we came from and how we got there.
You are absolutely horrible at this.
Yes.
That is why I think I can relate to you more than anyone else here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He coughs up some more of the corrosive material. Stonesour will, once he recovers a little bit, assist you in keeping your lab secure from any further damage. He is meticulous about this sort of thing, so he might even have to fight the temptation to better reorganize anything that you have, even if it's not falling off of the shelves. But because he is superhuman and he is a scientist, he is very, very well equipped to help you keep your lab intact as the ship begins to descend further and further from its original point in space and towards the moon. We can move on to Sally, Pimienta, and Tyson have found a place to go and hide, at least in a corner somewhere. Marina, you are looking for places to plant explosives. How many have you brought with you, and what are you planting them to do?
She's just doing like a trap down the way she came, so that if Avicii showed up, she would just. It was just basically like a stopgap to try to stop him from wherever
Okay.
they're going. Yeah, but I didn't know he wasn't chasing me, so.
You could have planted them for another reason, then we can repurpose them if you have something in mind. You are familiar with kind of Starman technology. This is pretty advanced, a lot more advanced than what Stephen Wonder had. But some of the general principles are the same. If there's anything you wanted to disable about the ship or whatever, you do know just inherently as a Starman yourself and as someone who's been out on the moon for now over half a century or so, or almost, your sense of space is telling you you are going somewhere. The ship is going somewhere, and it is not a controlled flight. It's like spinning out of control.
Do I know where I can get if there are like escape pods or something?
Well, there's the one you brought with you, but it's not enough for everyone.
It's also full of acid right now, probably.
Yeah, and also Starmen don't need escape pods.
That's true. And it's just she's looking for a way to get Tyson off of this ride.
Tyson is kind of in a corner. You probably were keeping tabs on him, just so you know he's not in any trouble, I'm guessing. Like generally you can.
That's the reason she ran in the first place, so.
He's having a conversation with Sally Pimienta about things, just sort of hidden away from the madness of the Blank Star Men. So he is safe right now. His arms are starting to grow back slowly.